There's a war going on, the books can't escape from the team. Called the morning steam, it's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, and a pleasant good morning to you coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Tuesday, September 23rd. We've got a great day here of Major League Baseball. Important games tonight. We've got some big ones here. We're getting down to the final playoff spots, and hey, how about a victory lap? I'll take one here for my Padres, clinching that playoff berth last night. Beating Milwaukee with a Freddie Fermin RBI single in the bottom of the 11th. The Padres are in the playoffs. They moved to 2.5 games behind the Cubs for the top wild card spot. It's going to be maybe tough to pass them, but they could do it. Padres weren't looking too good really until then, stranding all the base runners. But Christian Yelich had a 2-run single in that one. Bryce Terang scored in that 10th inning ground ball. Iglesias hit a home run for the Padres, and Arise had a tomahawk chop of an RBI single to tie the game. Pivetta 5 2/3 innings. Padres did burn through their whole bullpen trying to get that one done, but they got it. Tatis sat out the game. They had a little bit. They were showing Manny talking to Tatis on the cell phone after Tatis missed the game with the flu. So Padres getting ready to activate Xander Bogaerts. We'll see if they can pass up the Cubs and get that home field advantage, but they're in the playoffs with the clinching victory last night. All right, so let's go Padres, and hope your team's in the postseason. Pretty good time last night with the guys, with the Lions and the Ravens there. A pretty exciting game for sure, and a pretty great performance by the Lions last night. Hats off to the Lions with their impressive road victory. They should have won by more. I mean, even I could have managed the clock better than the Lions did, but give credit to both their new coordinators, because the defense was off the charts with all those sacks. 7 sacks of Lamar, the fumble recovery with the hutch punch there. Lions ran all over the Ravens there with Monty in the backfield and Gibbs as well. Great running attack last night. Man, that would be a tough team to beat. They had 2 long TD drives, 95, 98 yards. So just impressive to do it on the road. And I think the Lions are that Super Bowl contender, along with some of the other teams, especially in the NFC anyway. Like I said, I thought the Ravens were on top of the world with the Bills, but maybe not now, or maybe the Lions are that good. Maybe they can give it a run here again in the NFC after last year's, great regular season. We'll see. Detroit's 2-1. The Ravens are 1-2, despite Jackson with 350 yards, nearly of total offense, 3 touchdowns, but the Ravens got it done. I whiffed on the game for sure. We did bring home some props there for sure yesterday with the I had Bateman over. I had Kolar over second half play there on the show with the guys last night. We did have some others. So it was just a fun game for no doubt about it. Maybe there was some technical aspects that those teams might need to fix, but couldn't get much better than that last night. How'd you enjoy Thursday night football? Hopefully you're with us on the live coverage last night. We'll have live coverage also tonight of UFC Contender Series action here on Tuesday. 5 fights tonight. We'll see what goes on. Some of the fights are pretty, I don't know. They told me these aren't great, but maybe we'll make for a fun, exciting night tonight with Dana White's Contender Series live coverage on the Sports Money Network here at 8 Eastern and 5 Pacific. You can get caught up with the action as myself and VB have already gone over today's card with VB MMA picks, so you can check it out underneath the live tab. You get our previews on all 5 fights here and help me try to pronounce the names of some of these fighters on this card and check out the action tonight. I'll be with the boys on our Tuesday night betting coverage of Dana White's Contender Series. That one will be interesting, to say the least. All right. There was Major League Baseball last night, if you didn't know, but besides the Padre game, a couple other games last night with Washington taking on three away with the card, Braves over Washington. Winner with the Win Club. I only had one play in the Win Club, so anybody who did subscribe yesterday, I'll tack on extra day or two because we didn't really have enough sports to go around. Yeah, there was some other sports, and I only went 1 and 2 in my Asian baseball this morning. What happened? But the Braves, Atlanta won their 9th in a row. These guys are hot. I tried to go with Washington. Remember there from yesterday, it said take Washington on the run line. Well, it was 11-5. Atlanta just continues to crush. Too little, too late. Ron Acuna home run. Then he got plunked. They were a little bit upset. Not only that, yesterday, a tough break, man. Ozzy Albies broken hamate bone in his hand, so he's done for the season actually there. And also one other game was St. Louis and San Francisco. At St. Louis got the victory there last night, 6-5 with McGreevy over Verlander. And pretty wild. It was wild early, and then what happened? The bullpens kind of came in and calmed things down last night, and it was obviously there for the Cardinals. Key victory, remain their playoff hopes. Both those teams have the same records entering today. They're a little bit behind the situation, though. Arizona 1 game back. Of course, the Reds and the Mets will probably decide the last playoff spot, and Diamondbacks will decide that last playoff spot. The Giants and the Cardinals will have to probably get something done and maybe get a little bit of help. They need to, basically 2 teams to collapse, and they need to perform well. So we'll see what happens here in the National League. We'll get you caught up on some of that action as well. Let me say hello to folks in the chat this morning and see what's going on with you folks. Hopefully we're on the air here. Got a couple dozen of you here ready to roll. Bobby Mack is here. He took a fish vacation there. That's what you have to do, right? When you go see fish, these fish fans, you go for multiple shows. You go in multiple cities sometimes. These guys are dedicated. Nuke is here this morning, everyone. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Buddy, here on YouTube. It's fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. And you'll enjoy all of our live betting coverage during the week. Also, D-Money is here today. Gary Ferentz is here. Good morning. Thank you for your support, Gary, of the Sports Money Network. All right, I guess that's it from you guys there a little bit. And look, I know that the President of the United States is going to, he's speaking to the UN today. So I thought it'd be a good time right now to come in and do the morning steam here right now. Because, hey, we can catch some eyeballs and nobody, boring, but seems like a pretty important deal. All right, let me take a look here real quick. You can get more plays from us here at the Sports Money Network when you subscribe over at winnable.com/Ramon. Get more picks from the crew, from me here, and subscribe to the other guys. You got Mike, you got Jeff, you got Sean, all of our crew over there at winnable.com. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off all premium pick packages, including those from me here. So check us out over at winnable.com/Ramon. All right, we've got some moves rolling in. We'll keep you posted here as we get ready to go with our Major League Baseball for sure today, although 2 games here in the WNBA, Game 2 of the Best of 5 conference finals, or WNBA semifinals. They don't really have any designated conferences here, but we have some big time action here tonight for sure, with the Mercury taking on the Lynx and the Fever taking on the Aces. Fever up 1-0 after that big upset. So can the Fever keep it going tonight here as well? All right. And Gary's ready to go with that game tonight in Cleveland, man. We'll talk about some of these games here, get rolling here with the show. A couple headlines of Bruce Pearl retires. Man, you wonder what's going on with Coach. More will come out maybe here, but it just seems interesting, after such a hot season that Coach Pearl would announce his retirement here from Auburn there, but we'll see. But just a pretty big headline there overnight with Pearl retiring from Auburn. So just a headline there that caught my attention there last night. So, okay, let's get ready to go here with the games here today. Get ready in the chat. Want to hear from you with all of your plays here right now. Here we go. Sorry about that, you guys. Just getting squared up. Okay. Major League Baseball action here on Tuesday. Tampa Bay with Ryan Pepio here on the mound. He's going up against Dean Kramer here in this one. For Pepio comes in here with an 11-11 record, 3.77 ERA, 1.16 the whip. Kramer comes in 10-10, 4.39 ERA, 1.25 whip here coming into this one. Right now, Tampa Bay. You look at the American League standings right now. Tampa Bay, these teams are now done for the most part here. So, still, Pepio has looked a lot better than Kramer here of late. Actually, towards the end of the season, Pepio has actually been in a bit of a groove here over the past few starts. Meanwhile, Kramer has actually been getting shelled here of late. Whether or not Tampa Bay can kick it into gear here, they should beat Baltimore, but let's see what you've got to say in the chat here in this one. Tampa Bay has lost 4 of their last 5 on the road and 11 of their last 16 games overall, but Baltimore's kind of fading in the wind here too towards the end of the season. So see what you guys have in this one with Baltimore taking on Tampa Bay. You go to the chat here, and we've got Bobby Mack. Bobby Mack here is on the Rays here in this one. Small favorite on the road. All right. And I think that Nuke, no thanks, says Nuke. Nobody's too interested. I know down the stretch here, we're just playing out the last 6 games basically of the season here this week. We're done after this weekend, so get ready for the postseason. All right, I got to make a call here. I mean, we just can't not play these games, right? So can we take Tampa Bay here tonight? I think Pepio has been much better here of late than Kramer, so I'm going to go with the Rays in this one. Next up, the Pirates are on the road here with Johan Oviedo. He's on the mound here against Brady Singer. Pretty good pitching matchup for a game that really Cincinnati is desperate to win here. Cincinnati is tied currently with the Mets in the playoff race. The Reds have won 5 in a row while the Mets have continued to struggle. They've lost 2 in a row again after trying to save things. So very important here for Cincinnati, but they are, a notable favorite here for sure at up to $1.70 here at some spots. And I think you might have a little bit of the which team needs to win bias in here a little bit with the price because of the Reds' desperate situation. Oviedo's been a pretty decent pitcher here actually since getting into the rotation. He has 11 starts here so far, 7 starts here so far, a 2-0 record with a 3.52 ERA and 189 batting average against. He's actually pitched very, very well. Singer has also been pretty strong all season long, 14-10 record, 8-19 to the under is Singer. 232 batting average against. He's been a solid presence for the Reds all season. You know what you're getting kind of with Singer here. Cincinnati's won 6 straight games at home. They won 5 straight overall. 7 of the last 9 meetings between these two have gone under. Pittsburgh's gone under in 9 of their last 12 and 6 of their last 7 games on the road. Pittsburgh's dropped 12 of their last 15 games overall coming into this one. Singer just real solid at home this season, an ERA under 3. So Pittsburgh, not a great situation here. Man, look at this thing is up to $1.70 here. I guess I'm just going to go under in this one with Pittsburgh and Cincinnati here. Look, I think the Reds will win here. I think it's a pretty good situation when you're playing with a lot of momentum and need to win. You got a team that you can't beat, but I don't know if they can outplay $1.70 here in this one. It's probably a good 20 cents higher than it would be if it was just maybe back in the middle of the season when we didn't know the Reds were in desperation mode, although they've been gearing up and playing well here to put themselves in this position. Comments from the chat here in this one. Good morning to Cash Kane here. Robert says, just lay the run line. They're hot. I mean, might as well try it here. Great price too. Plus money, D-money, Cincinnati run line as well. Cash Kane, Reds money line, and also take Singer on his K-prop. Says Cash Kane. Okay, good, important game there. Now we're talking Cleveland here. This is feels like the game of the day if you consider the team's needs in the playoffs. A strong pitching matchup here with Tariq Skubal going up against Gavin Williams here for Skubal. 13-5, 2.23 ERA. The Tigers are 21-9 with Skubal on the mound. He's got a .88 whip and a 200 batting average against. For Williams here, 11-5 with a 3.06 ERA coming into this one. But, 212 batting average against for Williams, and a big-time success for Williams against Detroit. Man, he's got some good numbers here this season against Detroit this season and overall in his career against this team. Williams has had strong numbers that definitely gives Detroit a big-time chance here, it feels like, in this game because of the numbers that he's put up here. For Williams, the anticipated lineup, 75 at-bats, a 133 batting average against, but don't look now as Skubal against Detroit. He allows just a 222 batting average against and 108 at-bats against this expected lineup here as well. So hot game here, but at this price, I've got to consider Cleveland. You look at the standings here right now, with the Guardians, they're tied with the Astros for that 3rd playoff spot. It's between Boston, Cleveland, and Houston. Really, 2 of those teams are going to go and 1 is going to go home. It feels like the Yankees feel pretty secure in that number 1 wild card. They're even trying to chase down the Blue Jays, but still feels a little bit more safe for the Yankees. So Cleveland, desperate here. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they're still leading the division despite all the disaster that's going on right now with the Tigers. They've lost 6 straight. They've lost 9 of their last 10 games right now. And, man, it's all falling apart here with this losing streak. They've lost 8 of their last 12 against Cleveland. Cleveland's, so hot right now. Why wouldn't you take Cleveland here? And I'm going to take I think I'm going to take them on the money line. Here, the run line is pretty high because they're playing well, and I think it's actually minus $1.45 or so. So I'm going to take Cleveland straight up to win this one over struggling Detroit team. Stories coming out about the situation in the front office. Maybe it's carried over to the field here right now. Robert says take the Guardians plus 1.5 minus 145, but not awful here. Probably could split it up and take it at +1. Guardians for Nuke here as well. Timothy Hawk is in the chat today, and he says give me a Nerfy and the Yankees on the run line. Cash Gain says Tigers first 5. Can't lose them all here. Hey, great to see Spoons in the chat today. Thank you, Spoons. Nice to have you here. 9 Legacy likes Pirates there in that game against the Reds on the money line. He also likes Detroit on the run line. Good morning to Terrell. He says Cleveland, team total over. Scooble can get lit like Sale did yesterday or late in the season. Yeah, but, the one thing with Sale, at least there they really didn't have a lot. And they still, they came back to win. They came back to crush them. But Scooble's trying to, be a stopper here for sure in this matchup because, wow, has it been just a terrible time here for the Tigers. I guess if I had to make a prediction out of these teams, the Tigers, it's precarious because they only have a 1-game lead over Cleveland. And if this keeps up, Cleveland will win the division. The Tigers will probably end up being out. But Houston's lost 3 in a row as well. So Irish King says Cleveland on the money line. All right. Marlins on the road here, taking on the Phillies. Christopher Sanchez on the mound here for the Phils. Sanchez is 13-5 with a 2.61 ERA this season, 1.10 WHIP, 230 batting average against. Such solid numbers. Philadelphia, 22-8 with Sanchez here on the mound this season. Sanchez has had a pretty strong season. Not quite enough wins to get enough votes for any kind of Cy Young. But, man, he's been good. Cabrera here, 7-7 record, 3.57 ERA, 1.21 the whip coming in for Miami. They've won 5 straight on the road, 6 straight overall. Philadelphia, those won 12 of their last 17. Miami's gone over in 9 of their last 13 games. Philadelphia, meanwhile, has gone over in 10 of their last 12. Sanchez does have some pretty good numbers actually against Miami. A 178 batting average against the anticipated lineup in a 45 at-bat sample size here. But you know what? You look at these teams right now. Miami's producing runs. Philly's producing runs. Philly's gone over in 6 straight at home, and 5 of the last 6 between these two have gone over. I'm gonna take this one over tonight with Miami and Philadelphia. All right, we'll go to the chat and see what the folks there have to say. Robert's with me on the over there, and he likes the Philly, or maybe, I think he's that. Yeah, this game, yeah. Cash Gain, Marlins an over. Robert run line here. Oh, look at Irish King, first 5 run line for Irish King. He says, they might just come get Sanchez here and be ready, right? And there's going to be some of that here. I thought that the Phillies might need Sanchez. Look, there's nothing given, nothing gained here right now, but still 2.5 games back of Milwaukee for that top slot. So I think for Philadelphia, 1 more goal here. Give it the best run you can to try to get that number 1 slot. If within the next game or 2 it falls, then maybe you can pull it back. Maybe he will go get out of there early today. So, all right, and Trevor, hello, good morning to you in the chat. All right, Next up, the White Sox are on the road, taking on the Yankees here. Shane Smith going here for the White Sox, going up against Luis Gil. And for the Yankees, look, it does feel like they could still catch the Blue Jays 2 games back. So I think they're motivated here. I think they can stay ahead of the Red Sox. I think the worst they can do is probably the number 1 wild card, given none of these teams go on a big losing streak here. But pardon me, you guys. For the White Sox here, Smith is 6-8 with a 4.06 ERA. Interestingly, Smith, despite just a 6-8 record, the White Sox are 8-19 with Smith on the mound. So what that means is usually with Smith, he gives them a good run, gives you a good run for your money, and then the bullpen lets him down every single time, pretty much. 1.21 whip, 220 batting average against Smith has been pretty strong here, so I'd imagine the White Sox may even hang here in the first 5. For Luis Gil, 9 starts, 4-1 record, 3.33 ERA, 237 a batting average against. The Yankees come in having won 5 of their last 6 overall and 7 of their last 10 games at home. The White Sox, they had a good little run there over the last few weeks, kind of showing what they were made of a little bit of late season winning here, get the fans a little bit happy, but it's been all downhill here over the last 2 weeks or so. They've lost now 8 of their last 9. Back to normal here. They've lost 5 of their last 6 against the Yanks and 4 of their last 5 games on the road here. Yankees have gone under in 4 of their last 5, while the White Sox have gone under in 8 of their last 10 games coming into this one. Let's go to the chat and see what you have here, but I'll probably get on the under here with these guys today with the White Sox and the Yankees. I'll go under in this one. See what's up in the chat, though. And we've got Tariq here today talking about that Phillies game there, that big line. Yeah, probably a little bit, probably not going to play a $2 favorite. Yankees run line here for Trevor. Tariq, Yankees run line. Nuke, Yankees run line. This is what we used to call a consensus on the show. Yankees run line, Jazz at home run, and Judge at a home run here. That sounds like an over almost. Hello to Jimmy there in the chat. Irish King says, hey, look, with the Yankees only 2 games back, and maybe the White Sox end up getting swept by the Yankees there. I think Boston will smash the Jays. Irish King's ready to go on the next game. Robert's on the under here with me in this one. All right, we're firing it up here with the markets here today. All right, let's keep it moving here right now with the Red Sox on the road. Lucas Giolito here going against Kevin Gausman. So, look, this game has some significance, some importance for sure. Like I said, the Red Sox are battling right now with kind of with the Blue Jays a little bit. They can't. I don't think they're gonna go that far. But they could start with a sweep here if they wanted to. Anyway, for Boston here, they're 3 games back of the Yankees for the wild card spot, and they're also 1 game clear of Cleveland and Houston. So, like I said, one of those 3 teams probably going to be left out. Could be the Red Sox. Boston here right now 5 games behind Toronto for the top spot. But I would think here, for me anyway, I just think it's going to be Red Sox battling here in this wild card position. Anyway, for the Red Sox here in Lucas Giolito, 10-4 record, 3.46 ERA, 1.28 whip. Gausman's 10-10 here with 3.38 ERA, 1.0 whip coming into this one. Toronto's been hitting pretty well here over the last week. Meanwhile, the Red Sox are barely hitting over 200. I don't even think they're hitting over 200 here. Giolito's been pretty hot, though, of late. And Gausman's been good at home as well, at least decent at home here as well. So for Boston right now, they've lost 4 of their last 5 against Toronto overall, but they've won 5 of their last 7 on the road. They've actually won 6 of the last 9 overall against Toronto. Toronto's won 6 of their last 7 at home, but lost 4 of their last 5 overall coming off that road trip. Toronto's gone under in 11 of their last 16 games coming into this one. So I expect these pitchers to have a pretty okay day here, talking about Giolito and Gausman. So I got to go under here in this one with Baltimore and Toronto. Let's go to the chat and see here. Anything with Robert? Maybe he's going over here in this one. Yes, and 9 Legacy says Philadelphia run line, Yankees run line, Blue Jays run line. That'd be a good parlay. Jimbo likes the over here. Is it gone down here? I'm doing a bad job updating the lines. No, but it is maybe 8 under 15. And, maybe Jimbo says you can sustain it down to 7.5. That's kind of what I sometimes do. All right, I got the under in that one. And we move on to the next game here. We've got the Nationals on the road taking on the red-hot Braves. Man, the Braves are tearing it up here right now. It's almost like a typical Braves surge at the end of the season, except they don't know they're not going to the playoffs. That's what it feels like here for Brad Lord coming in, 5-8 record. Washington's 9-8 with Lord on the mound, so he keeps them in games despite this 4.18 ERA. And 257 batting average against, a 304 BABIP for Hurston Waldrop, a 5-1 record. The Braves are 6-2 with Waldrop on the mound. He seems like the real deal here. 304 ERA, 1.15 WHIP, 220 batting average against. We're seeing a little bit of regression from him, but he's been so solid. Braves have won, as said, 9 in a row, although they've lost 6 of their last 9 at home. They were hot on the road. Washington's lost 5 straight against Atlanta, and for the last 5 here overall. So let's see what you have here with the Braves. A big favorite for sure. Can they still stay motivated? Sure feels like it here after they pounded them yesterday, despite trailing a little or mixing it up there a little bit early, I guess is the way to put it. Here we go. Let's see. Irish King, Atlanta, first 5 run line. Also, I think that's Atlanta first 3 plus team total over. I think that says there. So I'll take Atlanta on the run line to smash Washington here. Man, they're hot. They found somebody they can beat. Beat them by 6 yesterday. They can beat them by 2 today. Okay, we got an important one here now with the Mets taking on the Cubs with David Peterson on the mound, taking on Horton here. Big one for the Mets. Like we said, they're right on the cusp right now in the National League wildcard chase, tied with the Reds, 1 game ahead of Arizona, but they've been struggling. They've lost 2 in a row again after they started to right the ship, at least temporarily. The Mets here, Horton's been so good too. That's the thing. He's been hot. 2.66 ERA, 109 WHIP, 220 batting average against, an 11-4 record for Horton. Cubs are 14-7 with Horton on the mound. For Peterson here, 9-6 record, 3.98 ERA. These pitchers are combined 18-29 to the under so far this season. Peterson, though, 3.14 BABIP, so sometimes he gets rocked. Mets have lost 11 of their last 15. They've lost 6 straight on the road. Cubs have lost 4 of their last 5 coming in. Man, I want to give the Mets a chance in this game, but it's been so. Let me fix the total here at least. There we go. Okay. Cubs have lost 4 of their last 5 coming in. So let's see what you have here in this one. Certainly an important game right now. Peterson has been getting rocked Horton, meanwhile, has been on fire here. Can the Mets? They need it so bad. This looks like a pretty good price, actually, at $1. In fact, I'm showing the Mets even a slight favorite here at some spots. I'll call it $1.15 for the Cubs, but to be honest, the Mets are moving to a favorite here right now. And look, to be fair, I think the Cubs are kind of just stuck in the position that they're in. I really don't think they'll improve right now on their standing as the number one wild card. They, could lose out to the Padres, but 2.5 games with 5 or 6 games to go, that's pretty good in baseball. I mean, you could lose them all, whatever, but they might not have as much motivation as the Mets here anyway, but Horton's been on fire. I mean, I don't know how you can't go with this guy at a pick-em price. He wants to continue to prove himself here, so I know the Sharps came in on the Mets. I can promise you that. I know who the Sharps are on, and I think they're taking the Mets here, and I could see why it's a sharp spot, but I'm a square. So give me the Cubs at this price with Horton, who's absolutely tearing it up here really over the last, month plus. I mean, he's barely given up any runs, and he's got an ERA of like 1 over the last month. So, okay. Let's keep it moving here right now. Oh, let me get your guys' comments on this game. Here we go. Irish King says he'll take the Cubs. The Mets kick themselves out of the playoffs. Jimbo's on the over here. Nuke's on the Cubs. Nuke says it's a pick-em at 365, right? How about it? Robert here, he's on the under. Justin McKelvey Sports. Money is money. All right. Yeah, I got to take the Cubs here in this one. All right, let me, my tweet deck crashed over here. We don't want to miss anything, especially with these pitchers today. All right, thanks for joining me here on the Morning Steam Show. NYC Bar says take the over. Jimmy's on the Cubs. All right, next up, we've got the Twins taking on the Rangers. Zebby Matthews here on the mound going up against Patrick Corbin. These teams are pretty much done at this point. Texas is 5 games out, but given the fact that they've lost 7 straight here, 5 games out with 6 to play, and you're chasing, like I said, 2 of the 3 teams are going to get in between Boston, Cleveland, and Houston. Texas, may be desperate enough to try to get in that, but doesn't feel like it. So they may have a little bit of motivation here, but Zebby's been terrible for the Twins. It doesn't even matter. Zebby 4-6, but a 5.97 ERA, 3.04 WHIP, and 3.80 BABIP. He's really bad. Corbin here, 7-10 record, 4.33 ERA, 3.05 BABIP isn't great either. The widely purported steam did come in on the under in this game, so whatever. For Minnesota here, they've dropped 8 of their last 11 on the road. They've dropped 5 of their last 6 overall, but Texas has lost 7 straight, can't get out of their own way. Interestingly enough, Texas has lost 13 of the last 17 games at home against the Minnesota Twins in a real bizarre road team dominance that doesn't make much sense. Texas is 10-5 in their last 15 games, though, at home. I'm going over in this one with Minnesota and Texas here tonight. Let's see what you got in the chat. And Cubs in the under for Tariq. NYC Bar is on the Rangers. Bar, thank you for your support, my man. Irish King is on Texas first 5. Yodis here in the chat as well. All right, we're moving on here on a big night of Major League Baseball. And, we got one more play here. Robert's on the Rangers tonight. Yeah, look, I think that price is pretty okay, right? Considering the Rangers, I think they know their time is up. Royals on the road, taking on the Angels here with Cole Reagans on the mound. He's up against Al-Gadiri here, Sam Al-Gadiri. Aldeguerri goes here. I think he'll end up going here for the Angels. You might see a mix of pitchers here certainly tonight. Uh, 2 appearances, got hit pretty hard actually for Reagan's 11 starts with a ERA of 5.16. That's not what we were expecting from Cole Reagans, I think, actually this year, even on the comeback trail here a little bit. In Kansas City, obviously ended up there fading down the stretch. So not bad, not a bad season for Kansas City. If you figure they finish 500, that might be a bit of I know they were expecting probably a little bit more, but all right, let's take a look for these two. You got a Kansas City team here that's lost 5 of their last 7 on the road, but the Angels have lost 9 of their last 10 games overall coming in. So things aren't going great for them either. I'll probably just take them on the run line here, though. With these 2 teams playing out the string, I'll try the Angels at plus 1.5 at I think they're minus $1.25. So Angels have gone under in 6 of the last 7 against Kansas City. The widely reported steam came in on the over here, and this one's actually moved a bit higher, 8.5. I see 9 unders out there in a lot of spots. I at least got to put 8.5 over 20, but there are a lot of 9 unders out there as well. And I don't know, is it the offense that shows up when the teams are in this situation? Kansas City's gone over in 7 of their last 9. So we'll see. I'll just take the Angels on the run line, in this game. All right, let's see here. Royals for Justin here. Royals on the run line. He'll take Royals on the run line. They're going against me. Let's see here. Tariq says the Royals for him. And here's Robert on the under. And NYC Bar likes the Angels here in this one. All right. Thanks, Bar. He's with me. He's on the money line even. All right, next up, we've got the Brewers taking on the Padres. Oh, let me see. I got to update the price here. Do know that looks like it'll be here for the Brewers. It'll be Bruce Zimmerman in there tonight. Zimmerman has a ERA of 5.5 in his career. He hasn't pitched in the majors in a couple of years. Pitched in AAA this year with an ERA of a little bit over 4. For Vasquez here, 26 games, a 3.94 ERA. Milwaukee's been hitting well. They jumped out to that lead. The Padres came back and got it done. Both teams are actually hitting pretty well here of late. So there could be some runs here tonight, it feels like, as well. Padres come in to this game having won 4 of their last 5 at home and 6 of their last 9 games overall. Brewers have lost 6 of their last 7 games on the road. Oh, I'm sorry. I said I would get the line posted here. Padres here, probably a slight favorite, $1.15 or so, and the total is at 8.5, maybe over minus 115. And I'm going to take the Padres here, actually, with my man Strandy Vasquez here on the mound. And I'm going to grab the Padres here in this one. My Padres. Yeah, there might be a hangover there from winning the debate. I wish from making the playoffs, but again, I think they see the Cubs on the horizon here. They could still get up. Remember, I think the one thing, yes, making the playoffs is great, especially for the Padres. It's not winning the division, right? That's not winning the division. But I don't know. You still pop some champagne just because, I don't know, these guys like to drink, I guess. I was happy. I wasn't. The Padres were happier than I was. So I wasn't jumping up and down. But again, they won the game. You run out there and celebrate that part too. So it was a walk-off win. So not gonna hate on my team there for that. All right, Nine Legacy says he got a lot of favorites here today. Padres team total over for NYC Bar in this one. And again, I think for the Brewers, they're trying to hold off the Phillies here for that top spot for sure. But a 2.5 game cushion isn't terrible here. And Tariq says maybe he could do it again here. I'm not fading the Padres because of the celebration last night. I'm more apt to try to trust them to want to go after the Cubs and get the home field advantage in that series with the Cubs. Although they didn't have the home field advantage in 1984 when they played the Cubs, and they came back in one of the best playoff comebacks ever. At least I thought so. Dodgers are on the road taking on the Diamondbacks with future closer Shohei Ohtani going here for the Dodgers. And you got Brandon Pfaadt here for the Diamondbacks. Pfaadt's 13-8 this season with Arizona. I mean, look, he gets a little run support for sure, but 5 ERA, 3.20 BABIP. But for Ohtani here, 13 starts. See, he's just a 1-1 record because Ohtani doesn't work very deep. 3.29 ERA, 107 WHIP, 227 batting average against. Hard to fault the numbers of Ohtani, no matter what. He's still going out there, absolutely terrific. Pfaadt at home has an ERA of just over 3 this season. So, look, both teams are, struggling out of the pen. We've seen some runs here a little bit. Dodgers are in a situation where, they are trying to hold off the Padres right now. 2.5 game lead for the Dodgers. I don't think they're going to catch the Phillies. They need to stay away from the Padres and try to get, the division title there for sure. But we'll see how that works out. But still, to be a favorite here on the road against Pfaadt has actually done pretty well, and the Diamondbacks are 1 game back. It's probably more important for the Diamondbacks than it is for the Dodgers. The Diamondbacks have won 2 straight here coming in. Also, Dodgers have lost 13 of their last 19 on the road. So we'll see here. Arizona's gone under in 4 of their last 5 against the Dodgers. Let's go to the chat. See what you have here in this one. All right. Justin's got the over here in this one. He's got Mookie. Mookie he crushes Brandon Pfaadt. That is for sure. He's got over in his total bases here. 9 legacy Dodgers run line. That's the Dodgers run line. NYC bar on the over. Tariq says this is actually a tough call, and I agree. Arizona on the run line is plus 1.5 at minus $1.20. I'm going to take the Arizona Diamondbacks on the run line tonight here in this one. All right, we got a few more here right now. Another one that's kind of sketchy here with the Rockies and the Mariners. I think some books might not even have this game posted yet. Here, I think we're starting to see it all over, though, with the good old downtown McCade Brown. They don't call him downtown for a reason. Here with his numbers so far here with Colorado. Browns 0-5 with a 9.17 ERA and a 3.20 batting average against. For Miller here, 4-5 record, 5.58 ERA coming into this one. Colorado's gone over in 6 of their last 8. Seattle's gone over in 6 of their last 8. Now, 8 of the last 10 between the two teams have gone under, but the pitching, kind of funny, Brown and these numbers. Colorado's lost 12 of their last 15 and 8 of their last 9 on the road. Seattle continues to be red hot. They've won 14 of their last 15 games. They've won 8 straight games at home as part of this march to the division lead here, and starting to pull away with the 4-game winning streak right now, and the Astros having lost 3 games in a row. The Mariners are almost taking a victory lap here right now, and I'm sure they'll be able to smash it here tonight on a big night for the Mariners here. You got to think they'll probably take you. I'll go over, though. I think Mariners will be pretty popular here. You might get tricky with the Rockies. Look, I got I might like the team like the White Sox over the Yankees today, but I'm not sure I like a team like the Rockies over the Mariners. Does that make any sense? Timothy likes the Padres tonight, 9 legacies on the Mariners. Justin likes the Mariners on the run line. And NYC Bar likes the Mariners team total over, playing with a lot of momentum. And look, nothing's for sure here for Seattle, but they're probably closer to the Blue Jays than they are to the Astros, it feels like at this point. But Mariners are one of those teams that we, always disappoint in the postseason. Tariq says Mariners and Yankees parlay. All right. Thanks, everybody. Let's keep it going here with a couple more with the Rockies on the road. The Cardinals on the road here, taking on the Giants. And, well, you know what? Got another big one here if you think about it, because you have the Giants here. They're trying to stay alive. They are the last team of the ones that kind of have a chance, but they've kind of blown it here, losing 8 of their last 10 games coming in. The Cardinals are tied with them, 77 and 80. The Cardinals have won 2 in a row, but these two teams would have to not only kind of pass Arizona, but they'd also have to knock off one of those other teams between the Reds and the Mets and Arizona. So all you can do is win and pray, basically. So Palante's been pretty bad for sure here. 30 starts, 5.29 ERA, 1.4 WHIP. But for the Giants here and Logan Webb, 32 starts, 3.27 ERA. The Giants offense has been back to struggling again. What a bizarre second half of the season for the Giants. They make that trade. They don't look good at first. Then they get hot. And Devers homered last night in the game, but then they're struggling again here a little bit. Webb's been just fine, but St. Louis has done a pretty good job here too of late. This price is pretty high considering, but Palante, some pretty weak numbers for sure here. Also considering St. Louis here, 2-6 of their last 8 on the road. They have dominated the Giants here of late, actually having won 8 of the last 10 meetings between the two teams overall. And I don't know if I trust Webb as a $2 favorite or the Giants as a $2 favorite here in this one. When you get St. Louis at plus 1.5, it is minus $1.35 here. I better go to the chat in this one. Let me see what you got. Giants have gone over in 8 of their last 10 at home, and 9 of the last 12 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Here we go. With Justin says, give him the Giants. Thank you, Robert. Thanks for everything, brother. Have a great day. Devers over for Justin on his total basis, and the Nuke says the Giants are going to need a little bit of a prayer here. Okay, I think I already committed there to the Cardinals on the run line there at plus 1.5 at minus $1.35. All right, Tariq's on the Giants though here. Yeah, I just not going to lay $2 anyway, and I'm not going to go on a run. I think Cardinals are my best option. Last game of the baseball card here with Christian Javier going up against the A's, and let me see here. I think it's Springs here. Yeah, I think it's Springs for the most part going here against Javier. For Javier here, 2-3 record, 4.45 ERA. Springs 10-11 with a 4.17 ERA, 2.57 the BABIP coming in here. So for Houston here, it's kind of interesting that Detroit and Cleveland playing each other. So the Astros, all you can do is win here. Javier, pretty strong numbers against this Oakland lineup coming in. Both these guys have had strong appearances against one another here. The widely reported steam came in on the over, and I get it. We're in West Sacramento here, but man, the A's feel like the spoiler in this role. Let's see how you guys have it here. I know Houston is desperate, and man, all they got to do is win, and it's a big advantage because of the fact that Detroit and Cleveland are playing each other. But Houston's lost 5 straight to the Athletics right now. The A's have won 7 of their last 10, including 4 of their last 5 games at home. I'm taking I better say it right. I'm taking the Athletics, not the Astros. Give me the A's tonight. They're a spoiler. They're not going out like a flame here. All right, let's see. Justin likes the over, and he likes Kurt Skillies for an RBI. And Justin also taking the Guardians there in that game against Detroit. And I was on him too. All right, I guess that's a look at Major League Baseball here tonight. Thank you very much for your comments, everybody, in the chat. And we'll know a little bit more as the playoff picture continues to shape up. Could the Padres win the World Series before it's all over for me here? I'm the exact same age as the Padres, so I've never celebrated a world championship in anything significant with the teams that I root for. All right. Tariq's on the A's. Justin going over some of his other top action there, it looks like there with the O's as well. Thanks, Justin. Good to see you in the chat. Tariq, I like to see O's over in the first 5. All right. Let's go to the WNBA right now. We got 2 games here tonight, 2 big ones with these matchups. You got the Mercury taking on the Lynx here. The Lynx are favored by 7 total, 158.5 here between these two, right? You got the Lynx coming in off of the comfortable victory there by 13 or 15 or whatever it was in game 1. The Lynx were able to get it done and put it down there against the Mercury. These are the best of 5 here in this series right now. So let's see what you guys have in this one with the Mercury and taking on the Lynx tonight. If anything, I want to see what we got from our friends in the chat here a little bit, but anyways, like I said, it was a
Steam play.
15-7. I better get the score right. Fumbling around here a little bit. Um, 82-69. There we go. I knew it was there. Courtney Williams had a career. It felt like basically a career game in that one, right? Coming through big time. 23 points, 11-19 shooting with 8 rebounds and 7 assists. Courtney Williams was the star in that game for sure for the Lynx. Now, for the Mercury, look, Setu Sabali's been absolutely terrific. Alyssa Thomas, pretty good as well. Now, I know Sabali had that big game in that regular season finale, and maybe she wasn't as good in that last game. But, man, Alyssa Thomas still bringing it here. I know it's a tough matchup with her in the front court against the Lynx, so we'll see. But let me see if you guys are commenting in the chat. Yeah, I want to say hello to Aubrey in the chat. Aubrey's ready for some Dana White Contender Series today. There's Justin. He likes the Lynx game to go over. He likes Collier to get these points here. And how about Wilson, Justin, getting that MVP award? NYC Bar likes the Lynx. Timothy Hawk right there. He's going back to that one and says take the A's. I'm okay with A. Got to get Timothy's plays in there. I don't mind that. But let me look at the total here in this one. And, hey, I got to go under here with I know Justin's saying go over, but I'm going under in practically every playoff game right now, it feels like. Just can't help myself. And next game here, Fever and the Aces. And the Fever lead 1-0 after they stun the Aces in game one. 89-73. They stomped them there in the second half and got that big upset win. Boston strong on those boards, 11 rebounds coming through big time. Kelsey Mitchell had that big game, of course, with 34 points, showing her all-star caliber. Just a great performance there. Lexi Hull made some clutch plays in that game as well. So, man, the Fever feel like they've found the formula here a little bit. Look, Ron Crawford talked about it all season long there with us on the 2-3 zone about this coaching staff. They've really put it together despite all the injuries here, kind of like Golden State in a way, except the Fever were supposed to be better. And, hey, it doesn't matter now. You're in the semifinals and you're ahead 1-0. You've wrestled the home court advantage away from the Aces no matter what you do in this game. I'm not saying they'll take the game off. I mean, the Fever are looking great. I'm going to go with the under, though, in this one. Give me the under with Indiana and Las Vegas. All right. And Justin says, do you think it was, Justin, that the late season surge for Wilson, she was unstoppable? She was getting in the face of the Fever, though. You know what it felt like when she did that I don't know, what do you call it? When she shoved the player there, that was kind of felt like the last straw. And I feel like that she was kind of going overboard a little bit, and the Fever were dominant. Okay, Aces here for NYC Bar. Justin likes the Aces to come back. You guys are on the Aces. I get it. I'm going to go under in this one. Justin says take Young over in her PRA tonight. All right, gang, that's a great job on the show here. Thank you very much for joining me here on the Morning Steam. I'm going to go watch the president here talk to the UN General Assembly. That's kind of things that I like to do when I'm done handicapping the card. All right, let's do the drawing and see who's going to win today. Tariq's on the Aces. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate you so much and everything you've done for me with your partnership this season. Very important to me. All right, let's do the drawing here right now and see who's going to win 1 month of subscription from me if you'd like. You don't have to take, you don't have to, but it's a free 1 month subscription to the plays that I send out, my high volume plays over here at Tony's at Sports Money, pardon me. So let me run the commercial though here for our picks over at winnable.com here with the guys.
It's your boy, Mikey Money. I'm inviting you to join the Sports Money crew on Winnable. Get all of our premium best bet selections.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays sent straight to your phone right when you need them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
All right, make sure you join us tonight with the guys, with Mikey, with Jeff, and hopefully I'm sub, of course, there as well for Dana White's Contender Series tonight. We got 5 fights. Saw someone was, what play was that in the chat? Was it De Oliveira there on that first fight against Tobias tonight? One thing I noticed about the fights tonight is almost half the fighters haven't even fought since 2024 somewhere in there. So we'll see. We were having trouble making heads or tails of some of these guys. All right. Hey, guys, the Minnesota Lynx are getting steamed right now. Go ahead and take a look at your line services and odds shopping here. Minnesota's up to 8 at Bet Online right now. That feels like some steam coming in here on the Lynx. Was that Justin? Is he hitting it here early? this morning. We've seen the links here going to 7.5 or 8, starting to move everywhere here right now in the game against the Mercury tonight. That's why you're riding here on the Morning Steam Show. We keep you up to date with all these top major line moves. Let's do the drawing here right now and see who gets subscription here. Trevor, thank you there for that was my only play. And again, anybody who subscribed for the 1-day package, I'll extend you. Anybody's on the other packages know that I always extend them anyways. You know, if you get a 3-day package from me, I make it 5 days. If you get a 7-day package, I make it 10 days. You get a month, I make it 5 weeks. That's just what I do. It's all about having you guys signed up. And when I know I'm sending out my plays to, the followers, that makes me feel motivated there. So, all right. Oh, thanks, Justin. Santos there. Okay, yeah, Santos. In that about here. Man, I'm trying to see what I got here. Okay. Let's run the drawing here right now. Here we go. Only 18 people commented today. Robert, Gary, Timothy, J, Money Spoons was in there. NYC Bar, Jimmy's in there. 9 Legacy, and the winner is NYC Bar. I'll hit you up there, Bar. I'll give you some extra on your subscription. Yeah, you're great to me, Bar. Thank you so much for being such a major supporter of the show, not only with your support, but commenting as well. You've been very important to me here, part of the Chat All-Stars, a serious member of the Chat All-Stars. All right. That's going to do it, gang. I really appreciate it. And hey, look, it's Major League Baseball tonight, right? We got it. Where did he go? There we go. And a contender series tonight. Hopefully I won't get mad. Hopefully I can pick up some winners here from the guys. But don't forget, you can get started on the contender series tonight by going to the live tab and checking out VB MMA Picks. We went live right before the football game last night. VB's guest got sick, and so I didn't want to make VB wait until after the game started because I was going to have to dip out of there. I said, let's just go live, get the show done, VB. I even got to comment a little bit on what I knew about the fighters through the research that I did. I don't have time to go through YouTube and look at every fight from, some outlaw camera phone or something. But look, I do a lot of research to make sure I give a great show to VB. So I'm ready with my comments always in there, and you'll hear me tonight making some picks on the Dana White's Contender Series action tonight with Mikey Money, with MMA Jeff, probably with Sub as well. Check out the show tonight. All right, that's going to do it here for the Morning Steam. And I'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific with more Morning Steam. Also, Mikey Money's here for sure today. Sorry, I put him on the spot there. It said he would be around yesterday, but good call, Mikey. We were on the air for the football game. We got all those other plays off. No need to Mikey go on 3 baseball games, even though I came on, but it's a little different here with me. But Mikey will be here today for sure, getting us caught up on the primetime action tonight with that great baseball card. He'll probably double in the W as well. And then Contender Series here tonight. All right, for the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. See you tonight.
Steam, it's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money. Sports money every single day. NFL, NHL,